Hello, 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 and welcome to Learning English Podcast. I'm Anna, and I'm so glad you're here with us.
That's the key. Real English. Today we're going to help you feel much more comfortable with the English you hear on the street, in movies, with friends.
Yeah, because a lot of learners I talk to, they understand English in their textbooks perfectly, but then a real conversation happens and it feels, well, really difficult.
It really does. People speak fast, they use short, casual phrases, these little idioms, and learners are left thinking, wait, what did that actually mean? It's a super common problem.
And that's totally okay. It's just part of learning. So today, we're going to practice some of those simple daily phrases. And before we start, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and use one phrase in a sentence in the comments below.
Yes, the phrases people use every single day. At work, with their friends, at home. This is the stuff that makes you sound natural, so let's get into it.
Okay, let's start slowly. Our first phrase is one I hear all the time. How's it going? What's the best way to understand this one? So, the answer shouldn't be a long story about my day.
That's the number one thing to know. The answer should be simple, very simple. You can just say, good, not bad, or my favorite, pretty good.
Okay, let's try. Eric, how's it going?
Pretty good, thank you. How about you?
I'm good too. See, that feels very natural.
Okay, next one. This is for when you're relaxing. The phrase is, I'm just chilling.
Chilling? Like getting cold?
Good question. No, in this context, chilling means relaxing. You are absolutely not busy, you're just taking it easy. Maybe you're watching TV, maybe just resting on the sofa.
Oh, I see. So, if a friend calls and asks, what are you doing? I can say this?
Perfect situation. They call, hey, Ada, what are you doing today?
I can say, oh, nothing much. I'm just chilling at home.
Exactly. It sounds so natural.
Okay, what if I'm hungry? Is there like a casual phrase for getting food?
There is, and it's a great one. Grab a bite.
Sounds good. Let's do it. See, it's a suggestion and an invitation all in one.
Now for a work-related one. At the end of a long day, you might hear someone say, call it a day.
Call what a day?
Whatever you were working on. It simply means you're stopping work for the day. You are finished. You can say it after your job or, after a long session of cleaning or studying.
Okay, so I could say, whew, I'm really tired. I think I'll call it a day.
Yes, perfect. It means it's time to rest.
But what if I'm not finished, just tired? Like I need a short rest before I continue?
Another excellent question. Then you wouldn't call it a day. You would say, take a break.
Ah, take a break. That one I think I know. It means to stop for a little while.
Precisely. If you study for too long, for example, it's a good idea to take a break. You can just say to yourself or to a colleague, I've been staring at this screen for hours. I need to take a break.
That's very important for your brain. I agree.
Here's another one about daily life activities. Run errands.
Run errands. That sounds like you're, running somewhere.
Not literally running, no. It just means doing all those small, necessary jobs you have to do. Things like going shopping, going to the post office, picking up medicine, going to the bank, all those little things.
So I could say, I can't meet for coffee this morning. I need to run errands.
That is a perfect example. It tells the other person you're busy, but with normal life stuff.
Okay, so after I run my errands and meet my friend, and then we have to leave where we're hanging out, is there a nice thing to say when saying goodbye?
A really warm and friendly phrase is keep in touch.
Keep in touch. It means stay connected, don't be a stranger.
You got it. It's a promise to communicate in the future by phone or text or email. When you're saying goodbye, you can just add, it was great to see you. Let's keep in touch.
That sounds really friendly and kind. I like that one.
How about a situation where you can't talk? You're late for something. The phrase is in a hurry.
Oh, okay. This is useful. It just means you don't have time?
Correct. You need to go somewhere quickly. So if someone stops you to talk, you can say, oh, hi, sorry I can't talk long. I'm in a hurry.
And people will understand. They won't think you're being rude.
No, not at all. It's a polite way to explain you need to go.
Okay. What about the phrase pick up? I feel like this one has many meanings.
It does, but the most common daily use means to collect something or someone. It's really, really common. For example, I need to pick up my kids from school. Or I need to pick up some groceries on the way home.
So it's about going somewhere to get something. I need to pick up my dry cleaning.
There you go. A very, very common phrase. You'll use that one a lot. Let's talk about being prepared. The phrase for this is just in case.
Just in case. It means being ready for something that might happen?
Exactly. You're taking a precaution. A classic example. This sky looks a little cloudy. I'll take an umbrella, just in case. It means just in case it rains.
Good thinking. I'll bring a snack just in case I get hungry.
You've got it. It's a fantastic little phrase for explaining why you're being careful.
What about when you have a lot of work to do? What's a good phrase for that?
A powerful one is get things done.
Get things done. It sounds very, productive.
It is. It means to complete your tasks, to finish your work. You can say, I can't go out tonight. I need to get things done. It implies you're focused and determined.
Even if the things are not fun.
Especially if they're not fun. It gives a sense of responsibility.
Okay, let's switch back to something social. The phrase is, catch up.
Catch up. This seems to be able to have two meanings, like, catching up in a race or something else.
You're right. It can mean catching up in a race or catching up on work you missed. But in conversation, it usually means talking to someone you haven't seen in a long time to learn about their recent life events. Oh, okay. So if I see an old friend, I can say, we have to catch it soon.
That's the one. It's a simple, friendly way to say, let's meet and talk.
Okay, what about when something's broken? Is there a common phrase for that?
Yes, and you'll see this on signs sometimes. The phrase is out of order.
Out of order. So it doesn't just mean messy, it means not working at all.
Correct. It's completely broken. You might see a sign on a coffee machine that says out of order. Or you could tell a coworker, don't use that printer, it's out of order.
That happens a lot with printers. That's a good one to know.
Here's one to describe a busy lifestyle. On the go.
On the go. So it means moving around a lot, very busy.
That's it. Someone who's on the go is always moving from one thing to the next. For example, I don't have time for a big lunch. I'm on the go. It describes a fast-paced life.
Life can definitely be busy like that. I can relate. What about a phrase for having a good attitude, like when there's a good opportunity?
I love this one. It's so positive. Make the most of it.
Make the most of it. That means to take enjoyment and something as much as possible.
Yes, to take full advantage of a good situation. For instance, wow, the weather's beautiful today. Let's go to the park and make the most of it.
And that's a really good attitude to have. I like that phrase a lot.
Back to friends. A very simple and casual way to ask someone to spend time with you is to ask if they want to hang out.
Hang out. So it just means to spend time together relaxing.
That's all it means. There's no special plan. It's not formal. You just text a friend, hey, do you want to hang out this weekend? It's very low pressure and friendly.
Easy and friendly. That's a good combination. And when it's time to leave the place where you're hanging out, is there a fun phrase for that?
There is. It sounds very American from the movies. Hit the road.
Hit the road? So, it doesn't actually mean hitting the road?
No, please don't do that. It just means to leave or to start a trip. You can say to your friends, okay, it's getting late. Time to hit the road.
Right, so it just means time to go.
Exactly. Okay, what about when you meet someone new and it's a little awkward and quiet? There's a phrase for starting the conversation. Break the ice.
Break the ice. Like breaking frozen water? I'm curious about this one.
It's a metaphor. Imagine the silence and tension between new people is like a thin layer of ice. To break the ice is to say something or do something that makes people feel relaxed and comfortable enough to talk.
So asking a simple question like, where are you from, can break the ice?
Yes, that's a perfect icebreaker. Even just saying hello is a way to break the ice. It's all about making that first step.
Those small steps really help. Okay, Eric, I think we have time for one last phrase. What's a good one to end on?
Let's use a phrase that means to start something. And the phrase is, get the ball rolling.
Get the ball rolling. This sounds like it's for the beginning of a project or a meeting.
Absolutely. You can say it in a meeting. Okay, everyone, we have a lot to discuss, so let's get the ball rolling. It means let's begin. Let's start the process.
A perfect phrase to end on. It feels like a beginning. Wow, that was a lot, but you did great today. We covered so many useful phrases.
We really did. And these phrases, they seem simple, but they are so useful for sounding natural in English. They really are the key.
So, for everyone listening, maybe listen to this episode again. Repeat the phrases slowly and maybe try to use just one of them today.
That's the best advice. Just pick one. Try to say, how's it going? Or, let's grab a bite. You'll be surprised. Thank you so much for listening to our channel.
Yes, thank you. Remember to relax, keep learning, one step at a time. You are doing so well. And that's our conversation for today. Thank you for listening to our channel. If you enjoyed this podcast-style lesson, make sure to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who wants to learn English. And use one phrase in a sentence in the comments below.
We'll see you next time. Take care.